So The Gentleman is a movie that is directed by Guy Ritchie. It stars Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, a few other people. The guy who played King Arthur in the movie King Arthur in like 2017, I think it was. And then there's also Hugh Grant and a few other people that are actually that are in this movie. This movie is actually very interesting. I like this movie in the sense where it has an interesting kind of way of telling the story. This movie is told from the perspective of Hugh Grant's character, who's a private detective. He's basically trying to blackmail King Arthur for $20 million because he's a private detective, and he's kind of gathered evidence on Matthew McConaughey and his entire criminal organization. So basically, this movie is literally Hugh Grant like spilling the beans and being like, well, I know that this happened, this, and this has happened with Hugh Grant, and this happened with Inspector Lestrade, and then this happened with all these people. It's a very interesting and cool way to tell the story from how a private detective thinks that a situation has gone down, and that's very interesting. However, there are a few problems with this movie. One being, at first it was kind of weird in the way it was doing, like all the dialogue. It was like what the fuck is happening, like. You get into it after a while, but when the first bit of dialogue comes on, it's like Hugh Grant's character is like, you are strange, man. After a while, you get used to it, because his character is absolutely my favorite character in the entire movie, because like his character and Colin Farrell's character, like those two characters are the best characters in this movie. They're fucking hilarious. However, the dialogue can be a little bit weird at first, but you get into it after a while, because it's like because this movie is comedic. Well, not comedic. This movie's silly, and it knows it's silly, and it plays up the fact that it is silly, and it becomes pretty interesting it becomes pretty interesting once you fall into it. If like at first you might be like, what the fuck, but after a while you will get into it, and you will enjoy it. Or you might enjoy it. I don't know. I'm not actually you. I did enjoy it. It just took a bit to actually to get into the way the script has been written out. There's also a few other things. There's these teenagers that are in the movie. They're like in the movie for no reason whatsoever. This movie also has a very like backhanded kind of not backhanded, but kind of in your face sort of social message, like about drugs and shit like that, because Matthew McConaughey's character is like trying to sell drugs, and there is this one particular moment where it's like a group of junkies. It was funny, but it was like in your face sort of weird. It was like, yeah, well, not weird, but like in your face sort of message. It's like, don't do drugs. It was like, yeah, your message. But anyway, this movie is very interesting. The characters are very most of the characters are kind of serious, kind of funny. There are a few moments where you're like, that was a weird moment, but then like that moment sort of gets rewound and happens a different way. It's very like, this movie is interesting. I like this movie. This movie I would recommend to my friends. I would be like, yeah, if you want to spend like $10 on a movie ticket, go and see the Gentleman. It's a good movie. It's an interesting movie. I will say that it is worth watching with most of your attention. So what's your favorite criminal movie? Comment below, let me know, and if you like what you see here, please click the subscribe button to see more.